This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening. Welcome to the Kent County Levy Court combined meeting this evening. We're holding a meeting at Kent County Administrative Complex at 555 Bay Road, Dover, Delaware. We're in Levy Court Chambers, room 203. This is Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. Before I officially open the meeting, I'll turn it over to the acting county administrator to explain how those that are not with us tonight can join us by phone and or WebEx. Sir?
Thank you, Mr. President. In addition to being offered live, as the President described, it is available for people to join via the internet through WebEx. Participants can either join us by computer or by telephone throughout the course of the meeting. There will be opportunities for public comment from those attending in person or online at the designated times. For those joining us by phone, press star 3, which will raise your electronic hand so our operator can identify you and bring you into the meeting. Pressing star 6 will mute and unmute your line. If you're on a computer, at the bottom of the screen, you will see the hand and microphone icons, and we ask that you use those at the appropriate time. We also ask that all comments from our guests be preceded by stating your name and address for the record. Any comments taken during our public hearing tonight will be sworn by our attorney. This meeting is being recorded and will follow all the rules of procedure adopted by Levy Court, as well as Mason's Rules of Order. Mr. President, back to you.
Thank you. At this time, we'll officially call the meeting to order. I'll ask Commissioner Angel to lead us in the invocation, Commissioner Hall to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence for our troops and first responders, Commissioner Sweeney. All rise, please.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Continue to have safe travels home tonight for everyone here. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence to honor our military, law enforcement, firefighters, paramedics, first responders, and other medical staff who have lost their lives in the line of duty protecting our lives and our way of life. Please remember these individuals who died in the line of duty, as well as keeping their families in your thoughts and prayers as they deal with the loss of their loved ones. Deputy Sheriff Corey McElroy from the Garrett County Sheriff's Office in Maryland, Corporal Ray Charles Hamilton from Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office in Florida, Deputy Sheriff Isaiah Cordero from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, California, Chief of Police Justin McIntyre from the Brackenridge Borough Police Department in Pennsylvania, Deputy Sheriff Darnell Calhoun from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department in California, Supervisory Officer Jacqueline Montanaro, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Customs and Border Protection from Hazlet, New Jersey, Master Patrol Officer Clarence Williams from the Cairo Police Department in Georgia, K-9 Jack from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department in California, Chief of EMS Division Michael Lynch from the Boothwyn Fire and EMS in Boothwyn, Pennsylvania, Firefighter Bruce Lang from Pine Haven Volunteer Fire Department, Wyoming, Firefighter Matthias Wirtz from the North Haven Fire Department in Connecticut, Firefighter EMT Brian Renberg from the North Park Fire Protection District in Illinois, Captain Charles Cate from the Clallam County Fire District 3 in Washington State, Fire Chief Kevin Daly from the Middleport Fire Department in Ohio, and Deputy Chief Bob Gardner from the Richmond, Carolina Fire District in Rhode Island. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sweeney. At this time, can we have a roll call, please, for determination of quorum?
Mr. Angel,
Present.
Mr. Hall,
Here.
Mr. Hertz,
Here.
Mrs. Maston,
Present.
Mr. Scott,
Here.
Mr. Sweeney,
Here.
Mr. Pepper.
Here.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 present.
Thank you. We do have quorum. Need a motion for the adoption of this evening's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Sweeney, second by Commissioner Angel. Any questions on the motion? I don't see or hear any. Can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Angel,
Yes.
Mr. Hall,
Yes.
Mr. Hertz,
Yes.
Mrs. Maston,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney,
Yes.
Mr. Pepper.
Yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. Roll call reveals this evening's agenda has been adopted. Presentations, we have 2 on the agenda here. The first one is a special one. It's Perfect Attendance Awards. Who's going to, Trudy, you're going to lead us in that, please?
Good evening, Commissioners. We have a small number of employees with us tonight, representing the 34 employees that achieved perfect attendance this year, in the year of 2022. In the past, we've had larger amounts, but COVID is still present, and it has hit the county significantly, lowering the total this year to 34. In the past, we've had 56, 70, and so on. So I'd like to call those individuals up tonight that are here to receive their certificates and their award. We have Jill Johns from the Department of Planning Services.
Mr. President, you want to go down front?
Yes, I was going to tell all the ones that are called off tonight to please come up and remain here, and the rest of the commissioners to come down and congratulate you. Jill, come on forward.
Paula McPhail from the Department of Finance. Diana Gold from the Department of Public Works. and Colin Faulkner from the Department of Public Safety.
Good job. Is that all?
That's it.
Well, congratulations. In years past, we've had twice the number of names called out of perfect attendance, but that nasty old thing called COVID still lingers around, and it's taken a lot of us out. I know last year myself, I had COVID 2 times, so it hasn't gone away yet. So we're tickled that we did have as many people as we did have perfect attendance this year. And congratulations to you folks. Thank you for being conscientious employees and wanting to come to work. Or at least one of them, I said, at least she didn't want to stay home with her spouse anymore than she had to. And but congratulations. And we really appreciate everyone that did perfect attendance this year, because we know this is a difficult year to do it. So congratulations. Mr. Angel?
I can't say more than that, because you can see COVID really did do a job on us this year too. So, and all I can say is thank you for your perfect attendance. It's well deserved, and I've seen you up here before, so I know I'll see you again, and keep up the nice and good work for the county. Thank you.
Congratulations on a job well done, and let's hope that we all stay healthy for 2023, and see you again here in February of 2024.
Thank you for what you've done. It shows a lot of loyalty, dedication, and commitment to the county, and thank you for making us look good.
Thanks for making us look good. And for those who are just visiting tonight, this is not all of the employees that were perfect attendance. There's a ton more. These are the ones that came tonight to be recognized. So thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate it. Stay healthy.
Thank you for what you do. And as a new commissioner, I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the future. Thank you.
Appreciate your hard work and dedication, everything you do for the county. Thanks so much.
As HR director, I've had the privilege of handing these out every year for 26 years. So, and fortunately, I've been able to get that. Colin has been a regular attendee, and certainly Jill Johns and Diana Galt. And Paula, I know that you also try to achieve this, as well as other folks on that list. We have one person who has over 30 years of perfect attendance, works down at the wastewater treatment plant. So congratulations to you and to them for achieving this in a really difficult year. Thank you, Mr. President.
Just real quick, Mr. Quilla, how many years have you had perfect attendance?
26 years.
26 years.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Any of you folks like to say anything? Great. Well, congratulations. Kelly, have you got pictures? In front? Yep. We like you to kneel down in front. The next item on the agenda is the February 2023 Employee of the Month. Lori, can we have you read that into the record, please?
Kent County Department heads have selected Amanda L. Lockerman from the Department of Public Works as the February 2023 Employee of the Month. Amanda, an Environmental Technician 1 in the Engineering Division, has worked for Kent County since March 2021. Before starting with the county, she worked for AZZ Enclosure Systems as a quality assurance lead tester and an electrical assembler. Her primary duties as an environmental technician include administering the industrial pretreatment program to ensure that industrial user discharges do not impose violations of county limits. Amanda's responsibilities in the industrial user program entail reviewing user applications, approving and renewing user permits for sewer discharges, inspecting user facilities, collecting samples for analysis, and reviewing results for compliance verification and associated tasks. She also provides assistance with the fats, oils, and grease, and septic hauler programs as needed. According to Public Works Director Diana Galt, Amanda has been an exceptional employee and a critical addition to the pretreatment section. Her attention to detail and research skills have been incomparable and reflect her exemplary work ethic demonstrated daily. I'd like to acknowledge Amanda's most recent contributions as an instrumental component in the preparation and completion of the EPA audit, providing an outstanding effort to the conclusion of the project and development of new local limits. Congratulations, Amanda, on a job well done, and she resides in Commissioner Sweeney's and Pepper's districts. And the tribute reads, Kent County Levy Court, February 2023, Employee of the Month, Amanda L. Lockerman, on this, the 31st day of January 2023, the Levy Court of Kent County, State of Delaware, does hereby recognize Amanda L. Lockerman, Environmental Technician 1, Department of Public Works, Engineering Division, for her exceptional initiative, dedication, and conscientiousness in the delivery of services to the citizenry of the county.
Amanda, come on down. And Diana, you'll come on down too. Congratulations, Amanda.
Thank you.
Very nice, very good job. Thank you. Congratulations for achieving this. You've only been here a couple years, but you're already being recognized as Employee of the Month. And for you folks that are just visiting us for the first time, we pick an Employee of the Month every month, all 12 months. And then at the end of the year and at the annual appreciation luncheon that we have with the employees, we present the Employee of the Year, and we give them a small bonus token of our appreciation. So it's really great that you received this. You're one of the ones that make the 7 of us look good. So we appreciate that, and just keep up the great work. So, Mr. Ranger.
Thank you. And yes, Amanda, I know your job entails so we don't get fined when it's being discharged. So we do everything right by the books, and we want to thank you that because we don't want to lose any taxpayer dollars for the wrong reason. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Amanda, and I look forward to seeing you here in December.
Congratulations, and thank you for what you do.
Amanda, we really appreciate all the work you did. I heard great comments from Colby, that you kept a cool head under all the questions that the EPA auditors were asking you. And I worked with you on getting the industrial pretreatment permits reissued to the industries. And we're going to get ready to go through that again. So I appreciate all your effort in the past and what you're going to help us with in the future.
Amanda, congratulations. Just to be recognized by your peers and the directors here at Levy Court is a great honor. But you represent us well, you represent the county well, and you take care of us very well, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Amanda, thank you very much for your service and being the commissioner that's in charge of Public Works. Thanks for making my department look good, and look forward to working with you in the future.
It's an important job. Appreciate everything that you do, and that's a great service to the county. Thank you.
Congratulations, Amanda. We've been hearing great things about you since you joined the team at the wastewater treatment facility and in the engineering division. And I don't want to take away your thunder, but I hope you tell us a little bit about your earlier connection to the county before you became an employee.
So Amanda, please come forward and tell us.
Well, first, I'd just like to say thank you for the honor. I greatly appreciate it. And Diana, thank you for your nice words, and everybody else that's had nice things to say. And I guess thank you to my mom. She's my connection to the county. She loved working here, and, I wanted to work for a place that, my mom worked here for quite a long time, and I wanted to work for a place that, you felt welcome, and, every day is like, what do they call that? A dream when you come to work and you don't feel like you actually are, I don't know. Yeah, you love what you do every single day, and you want to do it every single day to the best of your ability, and you have great coworkers, and it's a great place to work for, and I'm just very happy for this honor.
And we're very happy to have you here. So if you'll come around here, we'll get a picture. We'll memorialize this moment.
Thank you.
What are you associated with?
My mom's Patty Worden.
Patty.
Patty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my aunt Diana.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah, it is. Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Amanda. All right, I think that's it. Okay. For those of you that this is your first time visiting with us here at Levy Court, we do this very frequently. We take every opportunity we can to recognize our employees. One of the comments I made, they're the ones that make us look good, and they're the ones that work for you. So every opportunity we get, we recognize them, and it holds up the meeting somewhat, but I won't apologize for that because I think it's very important to recognize members of the Levy Court family. So thank you, folks, for being patient. And we don't have any introductions tonight of new employees.
That'll be in February.
Great. Okay, at this time we'll open the public hearings. The first one is a resolution to extend Kent County Stormwater Maintenance District, the village of Eastridge. Mr. Masson, I'll turn it over to you, and I imagine you turn it over yourself.
Thank you, President Pepper. Mrs. Kiefer?
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. First, just a word about how the hearings tonight will be conducted. This public hearing is being conducted for the purpose of giving the citizens of the county the opportunity to present testimony on the applications before the Levy Court. Everyone will have a chance to speak. Statements will be made from the podium at the front of the room. For the record, please give your name and address. Copies of any written statements or exhibits used during the hearing should be presented for identification and inclusion in the record. For each application before the Levy Court, the President will introduce the application. Then the Levy Court will receive testimony from all of those in favor. Testimony will then be received from those who may be opposed. After everyone has had an opportunity to speak, the hearing on the application will be closed, and the Levy Court will take what action it deems appropriate. Levy Court's decision will be based upon public hearing testimony given at this meeting and a recommendation submitted to the Levy Court by the Regional Planning Commission. I would ask that that recommendation be included by reference in the permanent record of this meeting established by the Clerk of the Peace. The public notice of this hearing was published in the January 10th edition of the Delaware State News. The first item before the Levy Court, Resolution 3972, is an expansion of the Stormwater Maintenance District to include the village of Eastridge. That site, it should be noted, is still under construction, so even if it is included in the district will not assume responsibility until Kent Conservation District has signed off on construction. But it should be noted, a majority of the lot owners have signed the petition in the affirmative to join the district, and the operations and maintenance plan has been finalized. It meets all the criteria for joining the district, and staff would recommend its inclusion. I'm happy to answer any questions. Commissioner Maston?
Any questions? See none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, we'll open the public hearing on Resolution 3972, and we'll ask those that may be in the audience here that might want to come forward and give us the reasons why you support this resolution. You can do so. So at this time, I'll ask anyone in the audience that is here for Resolution 3972 that is in favor of this resolution, please come forward and give your name and address and be sworn or affirmed by the county attorney. Anyone in favor, please come forward. Yes, sir. Please give your name and address and be sworn or affirmed. Step right up here to the podium right in front of you there. There you go.
My last name is Vidor. First name is Samuel. I live in 231 Lupine Drive in Village of Eastridge. So we've been really going through, to get this.
Excuse me, sir, right here. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Proceed.
And before you start, sir, what's the proper spelling of your last name?
Yes.
Last name is Vidor, Vodoor. First name is Samuel.
Proceed.
I live in 231 Lupine Drive, Village of Eastridge, and we've been going through, that to try to get this, the whole thing, that going through, that to join the stormwater system maintenance system. And so we've done, that everything what we have to, give the presentation. So we end up giving, a lot of presentations and mailing the copies to the people. And we end up talking, to a lot of individuals and explaining, so what's involved, and including the cost of $28 at this time, the rate per year through the taxes. And everybody, that is really, very excited to join this program. And so we're really, that hoping that you would approve, this petition and allow us, to join the program going forward.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from commissioners? Don't see any. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience here tonight in favor of this, please come forward. Anyone else in favor? Yes, sir. Please give us your name, address, and then be sworn or affirmed.
Name and address.
Mike Sanders, 60 Azuri Court, Azzurri. I'm also a resident of the Village of Eastridge.
Sir, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Proceed.
There's not really much more I can add to what Sam had said. I think it's a great program. We've been fairly diligent trying to get everyone signed up for it. I think if the poll, when you tally up the votes, I think it was probably overwhelmingly positive. Being a 55-plus neighborhood, I'd like to take advantage of the program. That's really all I have to add. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from commissioners? See none. Thank you, sir. Anyone else here this evening in favor? Anyone else here in favor? Okay, we'll go to the phone now. Anyone on the phone in favor, Martin?
If there's anyone joining us online that would like to speak in favor of this application, please indicate by raising your electronic hands at this time. See no hands raised, Mr. President.
Thank you. And equal time to those that are opposed. Anybody opposed in the audience, please come forward. Anyone opposed? I don't see anyone. Anyone online or on the phone, Mark?
Similarly, if you're joining us online and would like to speak in opposition to this application, please indicate by raising your electronic hand. No hands raised at this time, Mr. President.
Thank you. Before I close the public hearing, any commissioners have any comments or questions? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion. Mrs. Maston.
Finding that the proposed stormwater maintenance district expansion is adequate and appropriate, that all the property owners within the district are benefited directly or indirectly thereby, and that it is in the public interest to extend a stormwater maintenance district in the manner proposed, I move to approve Resolution 3972, creating the Villages of East Ridge Stormwater Maintenance District.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Masson, second by Commissioner Scott. Any questions on the motion? I don't see any. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Angel?
Yes, reason stated by Commissioner Maston.
Mr. Hall?
Yes, per staff and RPC recommendations.
Mr. Hertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Maston?
Yes, reason stated.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes, for reasons stated.
Mr. Pepper?
Yes, this is a very good program. You folks will be very happy that you joined it. It's been very successful, and I guarantee you it's going to save your neighborhood a lot of money over the long run. So my answer is yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. Roll call reveals Resolution 3972 has been approved by Levy Court. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Okay, next item on the agenda is petition for conditional use requiring site plan approval. Commissioner Sweeney.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Kiefer?
Thank you. Application CS 2301 is a conditional use site plan application for an apartment complex. The complex includes 48 units, just over 4.5 acres, northeast of Viola. The site is zoned BG, in which an apartment complex is permitted as a conditional use. The Planning Commission took testimony on the application at their January 5th hearing, and at their January 12th business meeting voted unanimously to recommend conditional approval. They did, you'll see in their report, recommend some additional conditions, maintaining the existing buffer on the site, and the applicant also agreed to the addition of a 6-foot fence along the southern property line, in addition to the landscaping. They will include a school bus stop interior to the site. And there was an additional condition that an additional fire hydrant as well as a larger water line for the fire hydrant would be included. So again, this comes with a recommendation for conditional approval. I am happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions, Commissioner Sweeney?
Thank you. So, Ms. Kiefer, the border on the south border between the site and the one residential, there's already a vegetation line there, correct?
And that will be maintained.
And that will be maintained. And then, but on the property side, there will be a fence.
Yes.
And the applicant, or at least someone representing the applicant, is here?
Yes.
To ask a question about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. On the east side of that property is Canterbury Crossing, which obviously there's been no objection. How long has this been zoned BG?
Levy Court rezoned it last year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Just one. This has sewer service, county sewer. Great, thank you. Okay, seeing no other questions at this time, we'll open the public hearing. And I'll ask anyone that is here for the application CS 23-01, the Reese Apartments, to please come forward. And please give your name and your address and be sworn or affirmed, please.
Max Friedman, 14 Rockford Crossing, Dover.
Sir, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm with Carson Development, the applicant, presenting this proposed project, the Reese Apartments in Felton. I just want to give a little background to the project and just talk about what's unique to the project and why this is, much needed rental housing for the county. First of all, it's in a 48-unit rental property in Felton, right off Route 13, so it's very visible. And it's on a site that's otherwise, not really prime for development. We're running water and sewer pretty far, so it's quite an undertaking for this project, even on that site. But we received a competitive funding award through the Delaware State Housing Authority. We beat out projects in Lewis and Wilmington, so we're really excited to bring the first affordable housing project to the county in quite some time. A little bit more about our resident base. Just want to give a little bit of information about the project demographics and income restrictions that cover all 48 units. The apartments will operate under a 30-year land use restrictive agreement that limits the income and makeup of households running the apartments. So qualified low-income households will make up all 48 units, and there's different income levels for those 48 units, but everyone will range from generally $16,000 to $50,000 a year household income. And we have 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, and we expect no more than 3 or 4 children per household. So that was one of the reasons why we made sure that there's some amenities on site. We made sure to prioritize the school bus stop, given that there's going to be quite a bit of children living here. Some other things to mention about the site: there's the 2 residential buildings that are 24 units each, and there's also a single-story community building that will have the leasing offices, the management offices, the laundry facilities that will be for residents only, and then about 1,000 square feet of community space for every quarter. We'll be having social service programs that we've entered into preliminary letters of intent with these nonprofits that can provide things like financial literacy courses, health and nutrition education, and family programming targeted for young parents. So these programs, we feel like kind of create a nice full community in addition to the income restrictions that meet the needs of people that are going to be working in Dover or anywhere along the 13 commercial corridor. And another thing to mention is that the site's pretty conveniently located on public transit as well. There is an existing bus stop at the front of the property on Route 13 that will be improving. We have a color site plan here that I wanted to point out, and I believe I'm able to touch and point to things. So obviously we've got the 2 residential buildings, Route 13 here. So this is north, this is south. So this is our centrally located community building. It's a little over 2,000 square feet. And right next to that is our playground area that'll have like a ADA accessibility for disabled folks to be able to put a wheelchair or walker on the playground surface. And then there's walking paths throughout the site, in addition to plenty of trees with picnic tables and benches. And the walking paths lead to the bus stop there, and then the school bus stop, which we're proposing right there.
Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
Can we go back to that?
Sure.
So on that picture, the playground that's right next to a proposed stormwater management area?
Yes.
Is there a fence around that stormwater management area?
Yes, that would be the plan.
Okay, thanks.
Any other question? Will you have on-site maintenance folks there?
Yes, there's going to be 2 full-time staff. One is full-time maintenance technician, the other is full-time property manager.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, Commissioner Sweeney.
Thank you. So, Mr. Friedman, there were quite a few conditions that were proposed by the Regional Planning Committee as well as staff, having to do with fencing along the southern border, a hydrant, an additional fire hydrant with the adequate pipe, The bus stop that you mentioned, you guys are okay with all those conditions that were proposed?
That's correct. We've responded in writing confirming all those, including the fence.
Do you know if the resident, the homeowner on the southern border has agreed, he's okay with the condition of the fence and you taking care of the vegetation along that border?
We haven't been in direct contact with that, other than the notifications we're required to give. So we've not been in direct contact with him, but I believe he was in attendance at the last meeting or the first public hearing where we indicated we were going to put a fence there, but I can't guarantee that, or I can't confirm that that's been communicated to him and he's agreed to that.
I won't make it a requirement, but I would ask that you reach out to that homeowner and, kind of smooth the way to let him know what you plan to do to protect the value of his home there along Route 13. I would ask that the fence be 6 feet at least, and it be from the ground up. We did have a situation a couple years ago where a fence was put in, but it was put in about 12 inches off the ground and then 5 feet up, which gave it a 6-foot fence. And everything from the construction site blew underneath the fence right into the neighbor's yard. So whatever you can do to protect the interests of that neighbor, I'd certainly appreciate it.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, we can reach out in writing. We have his address and contact information via.
If you don't, you'll hear from me, I promise you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And at this time, I ask anyone else that is in favor of this project, application CS 2301, to please come forward. Anyone else that is in the audience that is in favor of this project, please come forward. Seeing none, Mark, anyone on the phone?
I see no members from the general public online at this time.
Thank you. At this time, I ask anyone that's in the audience that is not in favor of this project, please come forward. Anyone not in favor, please come forward. Seeing none. Anyone on the phone, Mark?
Again, no members from the general public online at this time.
Okay. Thank you. Any commissioners have any questions before I close this public hearing? Okay, I'll close this public hearing. Turn it over to Commissioner Sweeney on application CS-23-01 for a motion.
Thank you, sir. Move to approve application CS-23-01 based on RPC recommendation for approval, staff recommendation for approval, the applicant's willingness to comply with all conditions imposed by the RPC and staff through code requirements, which include, among others, fencing on the southern border, maintaining the vegetation along the southern border, an additional fire hydrant, and a school bus stop for any children that happen to be living, among the rest of the conditions that were listed in the package.
Second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Sweeney, seconded by Commissioner Angel, to approve this application CS-23-01. Any questions on the motion from the commissioners? Don't see or hear any. Can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Angel?
Yes, unanimous approval of RPC with conditions, staff recommendation, and no opposition. Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes, per staff and RPC recommendations.
Mr. Hertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Maston?
Yes, reason stated.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes, for all reasons stated in my motion.
Mr. Pepper?
Yes, for all reasons stated, and there is a real need for affordable housing in that area in particular, so yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. Roll call reveals application CS-23-01 has been approved by Levy Court. Thank you, sir. At this time, we'll recess to committee meetings. Call committee meetings to order, and we do have 7 commissioners present. The first item in the Planning Services Committee, Mrs. Maston, I'll turn it over to you, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to be discussing the CDBG funding application for FY23. Mrs. Kiefer?
Thank you very much. The staff is completing the application for the next round of Community Development Block Grant funding through the Housing Authority. So as the Levy Court does every year, we have 3 resolutions for you to allow us to submit the application. First, the authorization to submit, the authorization of the administrative match, and then the resolution affirmatively further, guaranteeing that the county will continue to affirmatively further fair housing in keeping with the Fair Housing Act. As with other years, the staff has identified particular target areas where we will target the funding, as well as budgeted for a number of scattered sites throughout the county. Total budget for the program, including the administrative match, is just over $1.6 million, in keeping with, in general, previous years. So again, we are asking for authorization to submit the grants application to the Housing Authority. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Any commissioner have a question for Mrs. Kiefer? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any public comments concerning the CDBG funding application? Seeing no comments, we're going to adjourn the committee meeting for the funding application for FY23. Can I have a show of hands to move it forward to the business meeting? 7 up. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. At this time, we'll reconvene the business meeting. No old business, and new business is the item we just discussed under Commissioner Maston. CDBG funding applications for FY23. Any commissioners have any questions on that? Seeing none, Commissioner Maston, I'll turn over to you to make a motion.
Okay, I move to approve each of the resolutions. Number 1, Resolution 3964, authorization to submit applications. Resolution 3965, administrative match. Resolution 3966, affirmatively furthering fair housing.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Commissioner Maston, second by Commissioner Scott. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please, on that motion?
Mr. Angel?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Hertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Maston?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Pepper?
Yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. Roll call reveals the CDBG funding application for FY23 has been approved by Levy Court, and that appears to be the end of the potential action items from previous committee meetings. Next item, Commissioner Angel, appointment to the MPO Public Advisory Committee.
Thank you. I think you have his resume in front of you all. I've known this gentleman for some time, and it'd be more than a pleasure to have him back on our team again. So I'd like to move forth with Ed Perez on the MPO.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Angel, second by Commissioner Maston. Approve appointment to the MPO Public Advisory Committee. Any questions on the motion before we proceed to roll call? I don't see any. Can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Angel?
Definitely yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Hertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Maston?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Pepper?
Yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. Roll call reveals that Mr. C. Edwin Perez is the new member to the Public Advisory Committee of the King County MPO. Under other business, we have an executive session tonight. Okay. Commissioner Angel, I need... we just did that. Okay. So I guess we need you to make both motions, number 1 and number 2.
move to go into executive session immediately following the business meeting for preliminary discussions on site acquisition for public funded capital improvement, legal strategy session regarding collective bargaining, or pending or potential litigation in personal matters pursuant to 29 Del Code 10004, B2, 4, and 9.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Angel, second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Angel?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Hertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Maston?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Pepper?
Yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. We will have executive session immediately following this meeting. Item number 2.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to go into executive session meeting following the committee meetings on February 7th, 2023 for preliminary discussion on site acquisition for publicly funded capital improvement, legal strategy session regarding collective bargaining, or pending or potential litigation in personal matters pursuant to 29 Del Code 10004, B2, 4, and 9.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Sweeney, Commissioner Angel, second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any questions? Seeing none, can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Angel?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Hertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Maston?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Mr. Pepper?
Yes.
Mr. President, roll call reveals 7 yeas.
Thank you. Roll call reveals that we will have executive session after the February 7th, 2023 meeting. Any information items from the commissioners? Commissioner Angel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just so the public knows, last week we met with, during our Delaware Association of County meetings, and I gave a report of the NACO, which I'm one of 2 representatives for our state and county report. And then this coming up, well, next week, the 9th through the 14th, I will be in Washington, D.C. for our National Legislative Conference. And they just added a new section on the 14th to me. I was hoping to be back for the meeting, but it doesn't start till that night. So I don't know if I'll be making it back in time. I want to see how it plays out once I get there, and I'll call in if I have to. And then today, Commissioners Scott, Hertz, Sweeney, and I, and good old Miss Laura down there, we all attended the economic forecast. And we were able to listen to 3 of the things that are happening in our county. And it was kind of interesting because the president of Big Investments, David Booth, gave a great rendition of don't follow the market, don't follow the Dow, follow the S&P, look at small cap, and things will change. Usually small cap or big caps will run about 10 years. So learned something new on that. Did not know that. Then Brenda Wise, Director of Policy and Communication for the Office of Management and Budget for the state, gave us a rendition of how the budget was looking and how it's going to shape up. And then our own Linda Parkowski, wow. We've done some great things with KEP since we had them come on board. If you think about it, in 2018, when they followed the ROC 2.0 study, Rockford study, we had no manufacturing in the state, not in Kent County. Now we have at least 8 and more coming in Kent County, and there's over 1,000 jobs since that time frame. So just to let the people know, our county may be small, but it's dynamite when it comes to making things work, and it's all due to our community. So I wanted to put a thank you out there for our community for supporting us too in Levy Court. Thank you.
Any other informational items?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to remind commissioners of 2 items coming up in the next week. First is the Growing Chickens for 100 Years observance at the Ag Museum on February the 11th from 4 to 6. They do ask that you RSVP for that by Friday. So if you intend to go to that, if you could do that by the end of this week. The second item is a reminder that next Tuesday on the 7th of February, We do have community service grants following the meeting, and the meeting itself will include the ARPA prioritization effort and some recommendations for commissioners to consider. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. At this time, any public comments? Any public comments?
Hello, I'm Zach Kleptowski from 696 Statenville Road, Harrington, Delaware, 19952. Just wanted to just show face and hope that no one's forgotten about me, and we can come up with a resolution here, because it's been quite some time now, and it's really affected my life here, and I guess you can compare it to breathing through a snorkel. My head's not above the water. I'm still able to breathe, and it's not comfortable. So if you guys could please work with me here and help me come up with a solution to my issues, that would be great. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here. Any commissioner comments? Any commissioner comments? Seeing none, need a motion to adjourn to executive session.
So moved.
Is that a first and a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor of adjourning to executive session, aye?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? We are adjourned to executive session. We will not be coming back to here.